Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Arrow Season 3, Episode 12, Uprising. I'm your host, Clio, and welcome to the One Woman Podcast. This doesn't... That's the wrong show. Alright, anyway, Arrow. Okay, so I really liked this episode. The Glades are overrun. Olie is still pretty sick. We get Merlin flashbacks, which was pretty weird to me, but, you know, I can live with it. So let's start with Olie deciding to leave against Tetsu's suggestions. And he's like, I'm gonna leave anyway, so bye. And she follows him. And he keeps trying to get her to come to Starling. And I'm like, please, Tetsu, please, just go to Starling. Just do it. Please. And she keeps refusing. But she does give him the idea. She imparts an assassin. I think it's an assassin's quote. Only the student can hope to defeat the master. Because, I assume it's an assassin's quote because later Merlin repeats it to Olie. So she's the one who gave him that idea. And she doesn't go with him to Starling, but I'm still, holding out hope that she will come into this current timeline in Starling City. She'll be a part of whatever's going down, because there's going to be another clash between Starling City and, or at least between Team Arrow and Ra's al Ghul, because we know dumbass DJ is scoping out Thea, and Raj is not going to take it lightly that Ollie's still alive. So there's going to be soon a clash of titans, as you would have it, pretty soon. But yeah, we get Malcom flashbacks, which was super weird. Because we've never had flashbacks from anybody else. Right? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but we've never had flashbacks from anybody else. We had Diggle flashbacks? Maybe in terms of war, we may have had his time in the army, we may have had Diggle flashbacks, but I honestly can't remember. It wasn't bad, I have to say. The Merlin flashbacks weren't bad, but they were very weird. It was weird not having Olie. Almost at all. But, we do get a better sense of how he was before his wife died. We got to see baby Merlin. I always called him baby Merlin. Tommy. Oh god, Tommy. I always called him baby Merlin. We got to see actual baby Merlin. Oh god, he was so cute. It makes me so sad. But anyway, we got to see how Merlin was, what drove him to the assassins in the first place. And it was interesting. But I don't feel bad for him. I'm taking the episode for how I feel about it. I saw all the stuff that Merlin went through and his thought process and how he got to where he is today, and I don't feel any differently about him than I did last episode. You know what I mean? But if the writers were trying to get me to feel bad for Merlin or make me feel differently towards Merlin, they failed. They straight up failed, because I don't feel any differently towards Merlin. I now have this new information about him, but I don't feel bad at all. If you guys feel bad, let me know. Just put it in the comments. I want to hear other you know, opinions about this, because this one woman podcast is it's different than all the other shows we do on this channel, because with multiple hosts you get feedback while we're talking, but when it's just me, and I really like hearing your comments and hearing what you guys think. It helps make this a little less lonely. So poor Clio. Anyway, baby Nissa, speaking of babies, baby Nissa. Oh my god, she was so cute. She just, like, fucked up some dudes, and she's like, I am the heir to the dragon! And I was like, no, the heir to the demon. I am the heir to the demon! And I'm just like, you're fucking adorable! You're murdering dudes, and you're like 5! No, she's probably like 7. She was awesome. But finally, after all this time, Merlin's code name makes sense. He's the magician because he pulled a quarter out from behind her ear. Listen, when we first got the whole magician thing from, like, when they released that title, the magician, I was like, oh my god, they're bringing in Zatanna. We're getting actual magicians. But it was just Merlin, and I think I said it in a podcast. I was like, why is he called the magician? Hang on, I really need to check. Was it this? Was the magician this? Yes, it was. It was actually episode 4. I was like, why is Merlin called the magician? It doesn't make any sense. And it took us like 8 episodes to find out that it's because he used to do tiny magic tricks. And I don't remember seeing that at all in any of these seasons from Merlin. But I guess he stopped doing them after he became an assassin. Which doesn't make sense because that's his assassin name. Anyway. There's some clarity on that, and I'm very happy that we got that clarity. So Laurel and Roy, meanwhile, well, I mean, not meanwhile, those were flashbacks, but Laurel and Roy are, like, in the glades, holding down the fort as best as they can. Just fucking dudes up. Like, I mean, they're hopelessly outnumbered, and the phone calls to 911 just keep coming in, and it's so sad that these people are just in the middle of a giant shitstorm. But Lance tries to help. You know, he's like, I'm gonna give you all this info on Brick. And they find him, and I loved how they, like, infiltrated. Of course, they were holed up in the precinct because, as Felicity said, add irony to the list of felonies. But yeah, I love how they went into the precinct and just, like, systematically started taking out dudes. It's like, yeah. And they got to Brick, and it was just done. He was just shooting flares out of a shotgun like nobody's business. And then Merlin just shoots him in the arm. And it's funny because, like, Brick just walks it off like he never got shot. Like, I like Brick because he's just a tough son of a bitch that doesn't take anybody's shit. But then I don't like him because he's not a very well-rounded character. He's really not, and I'm very disappointed in him. I like him, but then it's like I expect more, and there's nothing underneath. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone. Maybe I should just, accept him for what he is. A punk-ass thug who had a really shitty plan. Like, this plan, I'm gonna reference Batman again, and I don't know if it was this show. Yeah, no, it was this show. I referenced Batman. Fuck. What was I saying? Brick's plan to take over the Glades is akin to Bane's plan to take over Gotham. And now, I honestly need to do a rant video about that movie because I fucking hate that movie. Like, I like the other 2 Batman movies in that trilogy, but I fucking hate the newest one. But it's just a stupid-ass plan where it's like, there's no way that plan worked. There is no way. This plan is not well thought out. It has so many holes in it, there's no way you got away with this plan. But somehow, he was able to take control of the Glades. I'm like, This plan should not have worked from the start, but it did. So we're here. I don't know. But anyway, I like Brick because he's a tough son of a bitch, but I hate him because he's sort of like just two-dimensional character with a dumbass plan that makes no fucking sense. That's just how I feel about Brick. But you all know how I love Vinnie Jones, and I love him to death, and I'll watch anything he's in ever till the end of time. Yeah. But when they realize they can't beat him, and they refuse Malcolm's help, Laurel goes to Grant, and Roy goes to Sin. And I loved the interaction between Laurel and Grant, because he's like, I told you weren't ready, and I know you're out there doing this shit. She's like, yeah, well, what fucking choice did I have? Are you in or out? She basically just lays it out. And I'm loving this Laurel. This Laurel is amazing, and I'm so glad. I'm just so glad that she didn't listen. Because Roy would be out there, with Diggle? And Diggle's great. Trust me, Diggle's great. I fucking love Diggle. But him and Diggle would be out there, and it's not the same. I mean, Diggle would be able to fight just as well, but Diggle is also very tactical, very good at that tactical stuff. And being behind the computer, he's a little more of a help. Like, they need more people on the comms right now with this shit going down. So, I'm so glad that she didn't listen to Grant. But at the same time, I'm very glad that Grant rallied his people, to come out. And Sin, it was so great seeing Sin, but she knew immediately that it was not Laurel. I mean, that it was, well, she didn't know it was Laurel, but that it was not Sarah. She just knew. And I'm like, oh, of course you would. You guys were besties. And I don't think Roy, as of the end of this episode, has told her yet. I think it's gotta happen next episode. And I honestly think that Lance is gonna find out next episode. And it's going to rip him apart. It's like, the lying is just, it's not good. It was not a good idea to begin with. It's not a good idea now. They should have come clean. But, I mean, Sin already told him, I don't know who that canary is, but that's not Sarah. Like, Sin knows straight up that is not Sarah. Yeah, well, Lance is gonna get his heart broken, and it's gonna suck. But Olie shows up and convinces Merlin not to kill Brick. The whole time I'm like, come on, just let him kill him. I mean, I'm not gonna save you, but I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm not gonna save you. It should have been one of those moments, but Ollie's gotta be knight in shining armor. And then he totes Brick out in front of the cops and the press and is some inspirational fucking crap, which was really cool. But in, like, hindsight, I'm like, you've been gone, bitch. They don't know you went through a death duel. They just think you left. I mean, he is good. I'll give him that. He is good at that inspirational shit. And, it's probably what the city needed. But, I don't know. A little too sappy, maybe. But it's probably what they needed after such a tragedy. But I don't know. I'm on the fence of whether I think Merlin should have killed Brick or not. I think it's just because I'm so disappointed in Brick that I wanted him to kill him. But when Brick was talking about murdering Malcolm's wife, it just was like such a cold killer. Like, he had no reason to kill her other than the fact that she was weak and begging for her life. And it's like, what? How is that a reason? Like, I think the problem I have with Brick, and I just keep harping on Brick just because I want to understand his character, but the more they give me, the less he is a rounded character. You know what I mean? Because what they're giving me is just like, oh, he's a killer, oh, he's a killer, oh, he's a killer. None of it is why. None of it is... Like, for Malcolm, they're giving you the why. he's a killer because this, and this. I understand that, and that's great, and I like that he's a well-rounded, Merlin is a well-rounded character. I don't feel sorry for him, but I know he's a well-rounded character. Brick, I don't know, Brick still feels really flat to me. I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed, but anyway, he's going to jail. I'd love to see how long that lasts. Probably not very long. Oh, that truck must have been the truck of evidence that got stolen. Okay, so the evidence is back too. But yeah, at the very end of the episode, Olie asks Merlin for help to fight Roz, which is good. And here's what I think. Because only the student can hope to defeat the master. Malcom's not the only student that Roz has that could be willing to help Olie. We still have Maceo. I'm very, I just need Maceo to come over to the good side. He needs to come over to Team Arrow because my heart can't take it. Maceo is really, my favorite character right now. And I need him. But, I think that it's not going to be enough for Merlin to teach Olie so then Olie can fight Roz again. That's not going to be enough. It's going to have to be Olie taught by Merlin fighting with Merlin and maybe with Maceo. And the three of them against Roz might be enough. But I don't know. I just don't know. The future is very scary. And I don't think we're going to get more Roz for another 2 episodes at least. Probably more. Because the actor who plays Roz was not slotted for many episodes this season. Probably 4 or 5, and we've got 3 of them already. So yeah, it's going to be a while until I think we see the demon again. And the very end was Felicity just telling Olie off. Telling him that it was just I loved the scene. Because I love Felicity, and I'm starting to like Olie more again. Because I told you, in the beginning of the season, everything Olie did, I was like, no, Olie. No, Olie, stop. Olie, stop, don't. Stop, Olie, no. But now, I'm agreeing with more of what he's doing, and I'm not so against every decision he's making. So I'm happy. I'm happy with Olie, and I love Felicity. But I do not like them together, and I think that it's very volatile when they're together. Romantic interestly together. Friends and allies and co-workers is perfect. That's how I think that they function the best. But in a relationship, I don't think they can. Even if they had a fighting shot, I don't think it would last. Just because of how they jive. It's just what I think. But yeah, that was pretty heartbreaking because they care about each other, and Olie genuinely loves her, and she really cares about him. But I love her and Ray because they're just so cute and nerdy, and she's got to help him be the Atom. Soon they have teased that the Atom in costume is going to come onto the Flash. So I'm very excited for that. Next episode. Canaries. Oliver is thrown by the changes within Team Arrow, he's used to calling the shots, but sees that the team is evolved in his absence, and tensions quickly escalate in the lair. I love that it's called a lair. There's nothing much else you could call it. Oliver is furious that Laurel has been going out as the Black Canary and tells her to stop. Fuck you, Olie! Okay, wait. I know I literally was just telling you guys that I'm okay with it. With all the decisions Ollie's making, but fuck Olie. No, he can't pull that shit. He can't come into my house. No, I'm kidding. But that was what I was most angry about with Olie before he went to fight Raj, because he was telling Laurel that she couldn't do this stuff because Sarah wouldn't have wanted it, and Olie doesn't get to say that. He doesn't get to say that because this is Laurel. This is Laurel's life. He doesn't get to. I'm okay. He tells her to stop risking her life. Fuck you, Olie. But when Vertigo hits the streets again, Laurel goes against Oliver's wishes, tracks down Vertigo, who hits her with a full dose of the drug. Laurel's biggest fears revolve around her sister, Sarah, so the Vertigo causes her to hallucinate an epic fight between Canary and Black Canary. Is Sarah Canary and Laurel is Black Canary? That's just confusing. Why would you do that? Meanwhile, Chase surprises Thea, and Roy warns Thea to stay away from Malcom. Malcolm's not the one Thea should be staying away from. It is Chase, because he's a slimy. He's a slimy little double agent. But anyway, Canaries, it's gonna be a good episode. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm very excited, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Tune in next week. I'll do Canaries. And you can find me, in the meanwhile, at Clio, and you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on... Oh, no, wait! I have shout-outs to do, because more people... You guys keep commenting, and I'm so excited. So, let's see. Broco Boss thinks that someone in Team Arrow will officially die by the end of the season. I agree. He thinks it's Diggle, but I love Diggle. I love Diggle. And recently, Diggle has been declining as my favorite, because Maceo has been becoming my favorite, but I still love Diggle, and I wouldn't want to see him die, but if he did, that really would be heartbreaking, and it would be, I don't know, I guess good? A good story written thing? I honestly think Merlin is going to die, especially if Merlin helps Olie fight Raj, then I think that he's going to die. But other than that, I don't think anyone else in Team Arrow is really going to bite it, or is really in that much of a risk yet. But only time shall tell. Jacob thinks that the reason we aren't getting confirmations on there actually being a Lazarus Pit is because these DC shows are not entirely comfortable with magic yet, which I agree, because I assumed that we would, or at least with the magicians, I thought we were going to get Zatanna and get actual magic. But maybe it'll be less magic and more of like alchemy, which is pseudo magic science. So maybe we'll get it by the time we come around to the next episode with Reg Al Ghul. And Danette thinks it will be Captain Lance. Oh my god. If Lance dies, dude, don't fucking even. I don't know which one would be worse for me, if it would be Lance or Diggle. See, if Malcom dies, I will feel bad for the people in his life, like Thea, who care for him. But I'm not going to feel bad that he's gone. If Diggle or Lance die, I like them, and I will feel bad that they are gone. So I don't know. That's just... Those are all just time will tell. So anyway, you can find us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Gmail, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for more podcasts of some of your favorite TV shows. Until next week. Bye-bye!